So hey guys, and welcome back to another Axel 72 video, and I'm back with another interview, and I'm here with Rhys Woods. Rhys, how are you, lad?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Great. Okay, so am I right in saying 24, a super welterweight, and 4-0?
Correct, yeah.
Alright, great. Okay, if you're on your round here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need a like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, the question which I always like to start off with is, who inspired you to get into boxing?
Do you know what? It was actually my mum and dad give me. They were talking about my granddad. Who passed away before I could ask him really,
Right.
and he used to box in the army, and that's what inspired me to have a go at it. I only went down for fitness initially, and then you just get the bug, and you just carried on from there.
Definitely. It's a nice story and a wholesome story in a way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd like to get the chance to have asked him and spoke to him myself, but obviously
Mm.
I was only like 5 at the time when he passed away. But yeah, it's brilliant. And I
Right.
like to think he's watching me and, proud, you know what I mean?
Definitely, I'm sure he is, my friend. And so, did you then go down the amateur route like most people did?
So yeah, I went down the amateur route, but I only actually had 6 amateur fights.
Oh.
And then COVID hit
Mhm.
because I started the game late. I only come into the game at 19.
Mhm.
On the first fight at 19. Um, I had 6 fights, like on and off really. And then COVID struck, and my old amateur coach, Shinny, said to me, "Oh, how did you think about going pro?" And then my pro coach obviously took over, Ryan, and that's it, mate. The rest is history, as they say.
Definitely, it seems like a few people had that similar kind of thing where they were in the amateurs, and COVID just kind of inspired them to turn pro when they did.
I think, yeah, because if you think about it, otherwise you've got 2 years of just being
Mm.
stale, whereas you could turn over, and then I'm sure it was like a year after, then the small hall show started back.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you've then gone on a 4-0 run. And so, what would you say has been your toughest fight so far?
My last fight actually against Jay McCarthy, very very good lad.
Mm.
Um, he was actually he wants to be a prospect himself. You know, he goes to win the fights. He doesn't come and do a journeyman style where they get you through the fight sort of thing.
Definitely.
Give you a bit of a test. He
Hmm.
actually wanted to come and win and prove himself. Um, so yeah, he's been my toughest test so far.
And so, would you say that is also where you've performed your best, or have you performed your best in a previous fight?
I'd say so, yeah, because I feel like the better the opponent, the better I become, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
always rise to that level, or if it's a bad opponent, well, there is no bad opponents in this game, but if it's a lower level
Yeah,
opponent,
yeah.
then I always go down levels. Then if it's higher, I always like to raise my game.
hmm That's something that's a very valuable asset to keep for as long as you can.
And that's it, yeah, yeah, and that's it.
Hmm.
And we're just going to keep going up the levels, and then at some point, you're going to stop because that's what this game's about, is levels, isn't it?
Definitely.
Um, So we're going to go as far as we can, win some belts on the way, hopefully, and then that'll be it.
hmm Okay, all right. So you've got, am I right in saying a fight coming up for September 17th?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Bolton,
Hmm.
White's Hotel.
hmm
Yeah,
And so, have
again.
you started camp for that yet?
Yes, yeah, I've been in it about. I think there's 3 weeks away, isn't it?
Hmm.
So I've been in camp for about 5 weeks. Well, they call it camp. I don't really have time off. I have a week in between fights, and then
Yeah,
get
yeah.
straight back on it anyway.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sort of on a catch-up stage, so I only had that in 6 amateur fights. I always like to think that I'm behind everyone else,
Right.
and that's what keeps you pushing forward.
hmm And so, am I right in saying this is also your first time fighting on a Wasserman boxing card?
Yeah, so I actually got the phone call and off Steve Wood, my manager, and he
Hmm.
said done a deal with Wasserman to be the undercard for this event. And I think who's headlining it? Lyndon Arthur, I think, is headlining it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and there's a British title fight on it as well, so it'd be a real good card.
Hmm.
And hopefully I'll get some highlights because they normally do some highlights because this isn't on telly. the
Definitely.
television starts at 10 o'clock.
Oh, right.
So they'll put some highlights together and put it on telly. I mean, it's on the Boxing Social Live YouTube, which is a good platform anyway. But hopefully we'll get some highlights on there for putting a good performance.
Definitely. I mean, for somebody just at your stage in your career, I'm sure to be able to be elevated to this level, even though it might not even be on TV, but just to be working with these people in general at such an early part of your career, it must be a big kind of achievement in a way.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, we're going to be in with some good company. I mean, there's loads of good lads on there. James Moorcroft is on there, I believe. Um, there's I don't think it's not Lennox Lithgow. Joe Howarth's on there. He's another good lad. Uh, yeah, there's some real good talent on that card. I can't remember all the other lads, but there's some real good talent on it.
Definitely. And so you've been active so far, and I was wondering if you were trying to be active for the rest of the year and if you might be fighting again before the end of the year.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get through this fight unscathed and no cuts and nothing, no injuries. And then we're looking at a four-man tournament, hopefully to finish the year out.
All right.
There'll be me, Casey Brown, Owen Kirk, and Johnny Boy Keeley. So there'll be a semi-final and then a final after that.
Yeah.
So the two winners will fight each other in the final, and the two losers will fight each other in the final as well. So yeah, that'd be good, and that's going to be on a televised event as well, I believe.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, we spoke to Casey Brown, who also came on the channel about it, and he said that it should be a good event to be on.
Yeah, it's brilliant because you know, the way you look at it, you're on a win-win. You go out there, you put in a really good performance, you do the best you can, and if you don't get the victory, at least you put in a decent performance, and you know it can still progress your career. It's not like everyone's worried about and you can still progress on from it. I don't get me wrong, I believe I can go on and win the competition, but for the other lads, I believe it'll still push them on in that direction.
Definitely. And so, if you've got this fight coming up September 17th, and like I said, you're still relatively early in your career, so you're still slowly building your fan base. But what would you say to people which are maybe considering coming and watching you? Why should they come and watch you? What kind of entertainment will you bring?
But yeah, I think I like to believe that you should get behind your local lad. Really, I'm from Stockport. Get behind your local lad because if it was somebody else, well, I do anyway. I get behind all the local people and support the local Stockport County team and things like that. I believe it's good. And if you come down and watch, have a good time, have a few beers, I'll come and see you after the fight, get a few pictures, and yeah, and hopefully I'll entertain you all.
Definitely, and I'm sure you will. And so, like you said, you think you can go quite far in the sport, but I was wondering how far do you think you can go?
Well, my last amateur coach, Shinny Bayard, he was a British champion, flyweight, I believe. So if I can go on and win something like that, a British title, and then anything after that is gravy, as they say. So a Commonwealth or European, and then a little bit of luck along the way, and you could get a world title shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of questions here, which aren't really overly important for you career wise, but they're just kind of two fun questions, and that is, so the first one is, if you could fight anybody in your weight category, like at any level, who would you fight? A dream opponent in a way.
Oh, a dream opponent. Let's think about it. Who would I want to fight? Well, it's a tough question, that. Thomas Hitman Hearns is my weight, wasn't he? Yeah, I think I'd like to get in the ring with him. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight, mate. I don't blame you for wanting to fight him.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. That would be brilliant. Like a dream fight. It might kick my head in, but it'd be brilliant to get in the ring with him.
All right, okay, and then I've got two more questions now. And so You mentioned the fact that you're a Stockport County fan, and on this channel we don't just speak about boxing, we speak about all kind of sports. And
Yeah,
so I was just wondering what were your thoughts on the Stockport start to the season? They're not doing the best, they're in 21st, but they only just got promoted.
yeah. I mean, everyone's was buzzing last season when they picked Wrexham to the title,
Hmm.
and then they think that they should get promoted again this year. But it's a different league. The pace is quicker. They've got a lot better lads in this league. But then when I went to the Leicester game the other day, they
Yeah.
pushed them all the way to penalties, and they nearly did it.
Hmm.
So it goes to show they can perform at that level. So if they keep at it, and they were losing 1-0 the other day, weren't they? And then they've come back, and it was 1-1 the game, wasn't
Hmm.
it? Unfortunately, Paddy Madden got sent off, but yeah, it'll be good if they could push on. Just get middle table this year and then push on for winning it next year. That'd be brilliant.
Definitely. And so I'm going to leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
Yeah, I'll shout. Well, I've already shouted Shinny and my coach Ryan out. I shout out the lads at the gym, Grant at the gym because he was upset 'cause I didn't get a shout out last time, so I shout him out. My family and friends, because they support me. My fiance Claudia supports me a lot through it. Yeah, that's it really.
Great.
And all the sponsors as well. Sorry, all the sponsors that get behind me: Artisan Bathroom, John Fitzpatrick, Simon, the construction, Sharp Art Studio. Yeah, thank you very much.
Great. Well, yes. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and so I'm sure it won't be too long till you are fighting for these British belts, and maybe we can do a return interview then.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so if you're on your around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and thanks for watching.